Profiles in Holography is brought to you through the generous support of the International Holography Fund. For more information, visit their website at holographyfund.org. This is Frank DeFreitas, and I would like to welcome you to HoloTalk's Profiles in Holography. This series of Internet broadcasts focuses specifically on art holography and the artists who create the work. My guest for this installment is Australian artist Amy Rush. I hope you enjoy our informal chat and that you return for all of the upcoming broadcasts in the series. And now, here's Amy Rush. May I speak to Amy Rush, please?
Yes, it's me.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
I called a little earlier, a few minutes ago, and then I got Anna Maria's other number, and she's out in San Francisco.
Yeah, it's true.
But she told me to just keep trying, and somebody will pick up, and that's true. Someone did.
Oh, that's great. I was just waiting. I was waiting at a sushi restaurant for takeaway sushi.
Oh.
And they were taking a really long time, and I was like, oh no, I'm going to miss Frank.
How is the time right now? Is it okay for you, or are you eating lunch?
It's good. It's perfect.
I don't want to come in between you and sushi.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, I've had a big breakfast already, and the sushi is like cold sushi anyway. Do you know?
Okay.
It doesn't matter at all. I can wait for my sushi. It can be my reward after I speak with you.
Okay, good. How are things going with your installation?
Well, they're going okay. I've had a few difficulties, like with the lights, because I bought all the lights from Australia.
Okay.
And I had to change the voltage of them.
Oh, yes.
You know, like I had to find the right transformers and like...
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, and also I had this other problem where I wasn't allowed to bring my holograms in hand luggage.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because they were too big.
Oh, okay.
So some of them actually broke, which was really...
Oh, Amy.
I know. It was really sad. But then something good happened out of the whole thing, because I spoke to the people in Germany where they were made, the stereograms, and they have offered to reprint some of them for me.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah, so it kind of worked out anyway, and I'm getting new ones printed too, so it's even more exciting for me now. That's
good. Yeah. Now, the holograms that broke, were they on glass plates, or are they film and just the plexiglass or something cracked?
No, they're on glass plates.
Oh.
And, no, sorry, it's film laminated onto glass.
Oh, I see. I see.
It's really hard to get it off. Like, I've done some tests, and the film kind of just evaporates. But I've decided never ever to laminate my film ever again onto glass.
Yeah, it's a shame that it had to take something like this, though, to make you make that decision.
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of hard to carry, and it's kind of really fragile, and you know, if you just have them on a film and you roll them up, or if you put them, you know, you can show them without the glass. I think I'm not going to do it anymore with glass.
Yeah. I work on glass plates.
Oh, yeah,
so,
okay.
you know that they break, it's horrible. So between holograms breaking and being stolen, I don't have, a lot of them are gone now.
Have you had some of yours stolen?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
I had one stolen from an actual museum one time. I don't know how they ever got out the door with one of them.
Oh, my God. You should take that as a big compliment.
Well, I did at the time, but now that years have gone by, I'd rather have the hologram back.
I wonder where it is.
I often wonder where it is.
Oh, my goodness.
So why don't you let the listeners know you're on what's called a world tour? That sounds pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Do you have T-shirts made up with all the cities that you're visiting? Or tell us about the world tour.
Okay, well, it kind of started in Australia last month. I just finished my thesis, so it's kind of like a very big reward, as you might say.
Mm-hmm.
And so in this exhibition, we started in Sydney, and I had an exhibition at the College of Fine Arts exhibition space.
Okay.
And it was really wonderful because I never had ever exhibited my holograms in Sydney, Australia before. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm born and where I live and stuff like this. So
okay.
It was really exciting to show all my friends and my family all the different work that I've been doing over these years. And it was really amazing also because in Sydney, Australia, there's hardly ever any hologram exhibitions.
Oh, isn't that a shame?
Yeah, it is. But it was kind of interesting because people just came in, and if you didn't show them the work, like how to look at the work and explain to them, that you have to stand in front and move your body and your eyes, they would just walk in and walk straight out again without seeing it. Like, they would just poke their head in. So I had to have my boyfriend come in, standing in there the whole time and, explaining to the people, and they were just totally overwhelmed. They were like, what is this? Oh, wow, how did you do this?
I see it now.
Yeah.
Come over here, look at this.
Yeah.
I see it, look.
And it was so exciting, to have these people experience the medium of hologram through my own work.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I was really pleased, and, there was a lot of students that got to see it as well, and they were all asking, like, where can we do this? How can we do this? Just really excited and enthusiastic about everything. So it was good. Okay, so that's where the tour began. Mm-hmm. And then, about one day after we took the exhibition down, we came straight to New York, to the Center for Holographic Arts, where I made some holograms in the past.
Yeah, you were part of the artist in residency program as an intern or something there?
Oh, yeah, well, I was an intern, right at the beginning of my interest in holography in 2003. Mm-hmm. So I stayed here for about 6 months and made my first series of work. And, yeah, so it's amazing to be back here because, I haven't been here for maybe 4 years, and to see everybody that was here and that helped me at the beginning, and the people that didn't really know what I was doing since I came here, and I get to show them all the new stuff, and so that's really nice. And yeah, I'm just setting it up, setting up the show, and it's going to open on the 8th of
December.
Yeah, December,
yeah.
Exactly.
And let the listeners know, because these shows get archived.
Uh-huh.
So that anyone can listen to. People are still listening to shows that were done 10 years ago.
Uh-huh.
So let me let the listeners know that we're talking about December 8th, 2007.
Yeah.
Because if someone's listening 10 years from now, it's going to be 2017.
Oh, wow.
So it's 2007.
Well, hello out there in the future as
yes.
well.
So you moved from... you left Australia, which is summertime, to come up to New York City, which is going into the dead of winter.
I know. I know. And to make things more extreme, we're actually going to Iceland.
Oh, my goodness.
In January.
What's with holography in Iceland?
Well, I don't know if there's much happening in holography in Iceland, but I believe that Iceland would be the most ideal country to display holograms because it's dark all the time,
mm-hmm.
and they're interested in supernatural things like ghosts, and they have a lot of folklores, and they have the Northern Lights as well, so they kind of have this interest in life, I guess, too.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think that they might be my most excited audience. That's what I'm expecting.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how did you put this tour together yourself?
Yeah, I did. I kind of applied for some residencies and
mm-hmm.
asked some people that I knew that have made that hosted holographic exhibitions before.
Okay.
Yeah, so I kind of just asked some people and kind of applied for some things, and then it kind of fitted together somehow.
Let's put a plug in for Jonathan Ross as well, because then you'll be heading over to England, I imagine, right?
Yeah, we're going there in February, and I think our show will open like maybe on the 5th of February in London.
Mm-hmm.
I never went to London before.
No kidding.
No.
I've never been to London either.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
Why don't you tell the listeners about the types of holograms that you've created as far as the format of holography that you prefer to work in?
Okay. Well, the thing that I really love and the thing that I've focused all my holograms in is the transmission white light hologram, the rainbow hologram.
Mm-hmm.
And so I first started making analog holograms, rainbow holograms from Pulse Master copies. Pulse Masters. And then I made copies of them on the table. And yeah, I just made, some of them were two frames or two exposures?
Okay, yeah, double exposure.
Double exposures. And then, so I did that, and I was really happy with the result of having, because it had a lot of depth in it, and it was also able to capture real moments of time.
What happens with that? When you walk past it, one image sort of fades into another?
Yeah. So the first one I made was like this kind of image of myself as a rainbow fairy princess, like winking. So it's like a double exposure one, and when you go in front of it, I wink at you. It kind of inspired from the 80s porn holograms that they were making.
Oh, I haven't seen any of those.
Oh no, it's a really kitsch kind of, I guess, style or something that they did. These ones that where you see the girl undresses or something like
okay.
This. Kind of, yeah, I was kind of...
I don't have any of those in my collection.
Oh, I'm so happy. And so then after I started doing the analog holograms, I was invited to the KHM, the Academy of Media Arts, where they had a stereogram machine.
Mm-hmm.
And they make 8 seconds stereograms, that's 8 times 25 frames.
Okay.
Of digital movie or digital still images that are exposed next to each other, and they can create a really nice movement, like a lot of movement. And sometimes you can make the depth if you play with the camera, like zooming in or zooming out or something. And then after those, the stereogram, I also made dot matrix.
Oh, okay.
2 dot matrix printed ones. They were digital ones as well. And I really liked the way that they were just so bright.
Mm-hmm.
If you are looking at them, the rainbow was almost reflected onto your face.
Wow.
Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so those are the types of ones that I made. They're all the rainbow nature.
Do you have any interest in doing reflection holography at all?
No, not really. I was just totally interested in the rainbow ones, actually.
You like the color, right?
Yeah, well, I like this idea of making images inside a rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that was kind of the whole thing with holography, was that you could make each pixel or each piece of the film be every single color all at once, depending on the viewer's position.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that can all be programmed with the dot matrix printer, right?
Yeah, or you can choose which pixel is which color.
Yeah.
And yeah, then that kind of makes all the colors. Yeah, when you go up and down, and it's just because you're using real colors. I mean, RGB, like red, green, blue, and all the ones in between. It's actually really, really bright.
And then that's output onto film, right? That's not is that embossed holography, or is that onto film?
No, it's onto film.
Okay.
Each pixel is exposed one by one in a kind of a printer, I think.
Who are some of the people, you've done a lot of collaborations, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who are some of the people that you've collaborated with on what projects?
Well, I usually collaborate with whoever is around at the time. Like I received a lot of help from the technical aspect. Like all of my holograms have been collaborations in that way, because I've always had help from people who are quite experienced.
In the lab, right?
Yeah,
yes.
in the lab. And but also, like, whenever I make a show or an exhibition, I have people, like I like to work with the people that are around me or that are inspiring me as well. Like I made some show with my boyfriend John Sultany, and also I made.
Is he working with holography as well, or is it another media?
No, he's making ceramics. And so what we did was we made a show together where he exhibited his ceramics, and I exhibited my holograms in a kind of an installation together.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was really interesting. It was really material and really immaterial.
Yes.
Yeah, and it was a really nice result. I think we also have really different subject matter as well. So that was kind of, it was like a boy fantasy versus girl fantasy. Like he had all these battleships and demons and stuff, and I had all these fairies and rainbows.
Oh, I see.
So that was kind of the result of that one. And yeah, no, I do make a collaboration with whoever is around. And I mean, the exhibition that I have at the moment is a collaboration also with 4 other artists who are making rainbow holograms.
Okay.
So that's another artist from.
Do you want to give their names?
Yeah, Martina Mongrovis.
Oh, okay, yeah.
She's do you know her?
The name, I've never met her.
Oh, okay. She's making holograms in Australia. She's working at the RMIT in Melbourne, and she gave me a hologram to show in the exhibition of a boat. And my friend Guillermo Hines is working at the KHM, Academy of Media Arts, and he made a portrait series of me, so I'm using one of those holograms to exhibit.
Okay.
And then also there's a woman called Paula Nino Ramez, and she made this beautiful rainbow stereogram of these lorikeets from Argentina. And then there's also a South Korean artist called Park Joo-sup, and he made this kind of rainbow cube for the exhibition, which is like a glass cube with a rainbow hologram laminated to the back of it, so it looks like a large kind of pixel rainbow or something.
Wow, that's quite a show.
Yeah, so it has. It wasn't just my work that I included. No, it was. I wanted to include the works of my friends also.
Oh, it does say Amy Rush and Friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's nice to have friends.
Sure. I had a show with a gentleman that lives here in this area of Pennsylvania, and we both put our work in this gallery. And he was an artist that would take 3-dimensional objects and paint them in such a way that they would look flat.
Ah.
And of course, I did holography, which is essentially a flat plate, which shows a 3-dimensional object. So it was like a flip side of a coin. You would look at his stuff, and his 3-dimensional objects would go flat, and you'd look at my stuff, and my 2-dimensional plate would go to 3D. So it was very complimentary. Yeah,
no, I think it's really nice to kind of bring it into a wider thing, like, because you have your own way of working, but then there's so many other people in the world, and it creates a kind of a visual conversation. And yeah, I think it's really interesting.
What are some of your future plans? Do you plan on staying in the field of holography, or is this something that you're touching on and you'll probably move on to some other type of media at some point?
I'm not sure. Like, I'm really interested in trying to incorporate holography in installation, like maybe with music or sculpture or music or sculpture, or kind of I would like to collaborate with musicians.
Okay.
To kind of create a holographic performance or something like this. Like, I really like making these kind of static images, you know, that, not static because they're moving, but I don't know about just having it in a space, you know, in a gallery kind of where everything is hung one by one. Like, I'd more like to work in a space and interact with the space and kind of create a more of a holistic experience for the people to enter.
Okay.
Yeah, like I'm going to Iceland in next month to make a cave, a frozen ice cave.
Wow.
With holograms that are frozen inside icicles.
Oh my goodness.
And also speakers that are frozen inside icicles and different LEDs that are frozen inside icicles, and I want to install it inside a real ice cave.
Wow. And
maybe work with some local musicians to perform in there also.
Bjork is from Iceland, right?
Yeah, she is.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I think, you know, the funny thing is she's actually performing in Australia while we're going to be in Iceland. But maybe, I mean, I've actually met her before once on an aeroplane.
No kidding.
I was stuck in Spain. I didn't have my ticket to go to New York, or they wouldn't let me on the plane because it was a one-way ticket, and it was at the time where they were very hyper security. If you can't enter the country if you don't have a ticket out from there.
Yes.
And so I was actually at the airport without being able to go on, and I had to borrow some money from Bjork's producer to get a ticket to get into New York.
Wow.
Yeah. They were very kind. That's my daughter singing in the background. Can you hear her?
She's singing?
Kind of.
Well, there you should. I'll send you a tape of this, and you'll have your music.
Okay. That would be very nice. Maybe I can do that. Yeah, a little baby screaming in the ice cave.
And how old is she?
She's going to be 1 in a couple of weeks.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. I think that she really wants to be out of the gallery space.
She wants some fresh air.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, it's nice to hear her in the background because it makes it all more human.
It is.
It's so hard for me to picture. Like the other night when I was finishing up the winter issue of that hologram newsletter that I do, I was finishing it up in between loads of laundry.
Yeah.
And I came back down and I thought, you know, I can't picture anyone in holography doing laundry. I can only picture them working in a lab or having exhibits. Yeah. But we're all human. We all do laundry. We all have families. We all have all this that, you know, sometimes we never get to see the human side of the people that we follow their work of.
Yeah, I know. I was talking with my supervisor, Paula Dawson, about this artist, Doris Villa.
Yes.
And she was telling me how Doris Villa was creating her work, that she was like just, you know, making 5-hour-long kind of, not 5-hour-long exposures, but multi-exposures over really long times, that it kind of turned into a performance.
Oh.
You know, where she was like, I don't know, it's a rumor, like I have nothing to back up this, maybe it's just a fantasy I have about her working or something, but where she would, you know, go up and make this exposure and then go down and cook dinner and then go up and do another exposure. But yeah, I think it has the same kind of, the same rhythm, the same everyday performance thing.
Well, Amy, I want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much.
And good luck with your tour, which is New York, Iceland, London,
Germany.
And Germany.
Yeah.
And then what will you do after that? Go back home?
I don't know. I'll have to see what happens.
Okay.
My boyfriend lives he's from France, so I think he's going to try and convince me to stay in France. So.
That would be very nice.
Well, it would be nice if you did speak French.
Oh.
I can't speak French.
Oh, neither can I.
No.
I have a hard time speaking English.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's nice.
All right.
You did very well. You have a very nice business voice.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay.
All right. Well, you take care, Amy.
You too.
And thank you for taking the time to come on to the show. I'm sure everybody's going to enjoy listening to all the things you had to say so far.
Oh, thank you so much.
Right.
It was really fun.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye.